how to lose body fat. And most of y'all probably know it as how to cut, basically. How to cut and cut out this body fat, this weight from your body so you can look leaner. You can just shed that fat so you're not overweight anymore. Or you just like the way you look when you're lean, like me. And as a skinny kid bulking, I've been from both sides. I've been from struggling to gain weight as this underweight little kid my entire life, and I've been from this overweight guy to cutting this weight and cutting this body fat. And I'm not gonna lie, everybody is different when it comes to certain phases in the gym, but because I was a skinny kid growing up, bulking was always so hard for me. And it may be the opposite if you're a little overweight or you've been overweight growing up. Cutting may be so hard to you and it may come easier to other people. So on this journey of cutting weight, I'm not gonna lie, I was a scrawny kid my whole entire life. So I've never really had a problem with it. Cutting weight has always came easy to me. I've always been able to just shred body fat because I know what it takes and I want it because I don't want to be like overweight anymore. I don't want to carry that body fat because I just don't like the way it looks. It makes me feel terrible. The energy levels are crazy different. Like I just feel so drained when I feel overweight and like I'm carrying this extra body fat. And you probably do too. And if you have been overweight your whole life and you don't know what what it's like to actually be low body fat, you may not even know how much of a difference it is. So if you do lose body fat, you're gonna be able to tell and you're never gonna wanna go back. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you how to cut, how to lose that body fat and shed that fat on your body so you can get a healthier, happier overall look and you can just be genuinely happier. I'm gonna tell you a story about me growing up. I've always been this small, scrawny, insecure little kid, right? And I always wanted to be big when I was older. I told myself I was gonna be this huge, massive, buff guy when I'm older because I was just always scrawny. I always had a six-pack, but it was always those like, you know, it's like those skinny boy abs where it's like not muscle. It's just like because you're so scrawny, it's just like genetics at that point. Like you're literally skinny boy abs. And that's exactly what I had. So I would flex in the mirror after my showers and like just flex. I was always so scrawny. And it wasn't until I was older that I started to work out. And I started to work out intensely. And I didn't really understand how the gym worked. So I just worked out. And I was unintentionally cutting, which is just losing this body fat. And I was like 130, maybe 115, and I started to work out heavily. And as you can imagine, as this scrawny kid, not eating enough food, I was just losing more and more weight, and it began to become like unhealthy because I became super scrawny and I became like underweight. Like I was genuinely just tiny. But I will say there was no body fat on my body. I was under like 8% body fat. Here's a picture of me, bro. I was shredded. I was diced, but it was unhealthy because I didn't know how like working out worked. So I saw that and I was like, I did some research about bulking and what it was. So I was like, you know what, I'm a bulk. So I gained this weight and I got up to 200 pounds, bro. And I remember whenever I was bulking, like it was the hardest thing for me because I always grew up skinny. I always grew up with this low body fat, this low appetite, and I never really ate. So I didn't struggle with it. I never really struggled with being overweight until I started to bulk. And I didn't know how it worked. I did a little bit of research here. I know you're supposed to eat in a calorie surplus and just eat a lot of food. So I invested in this mass gainer shake. And I drank 2 of these a day, which as you understand, mass gainer shakes are like 1,200 calories. Bro, drinking 2 of those a day is literally insane. So I was taking in 2,000 calories just from mass gainer shakes plus all the food that I was eating. And bro, whenever I was bulking, I did the dirtiest bulk of all, bro. I ate pizza, burgers, like greasy cake, like greasy food. And I just ate like cake and sugary cereal for breakfast because I was trying to be like Sam Sulek. Like I was just eating and eating, and I began to become overweight. Like my face stored so much fat because I was eating dirty, nasty, greasy foods. And I had acne all along my jawline, and my face was just acneous and fat. I had a built-in double chin, even whenever like, you know, like that the mewing trend that was here for a while. I would mew and you could not tell. It would still be like a built-in little turkey gobble. Like I just bulked the wrong way. I dirty bulked and it was disgusting. So My goal was 200 pounds. And no matter what I looked like, no matter what it took to get there, I was getting to 200 pounds. Because I didn't want to be this scrawny kid anymore. So I bulked to 200 pounds, and as you could tell from these pictures, I was just dirty, bro. I was fat. I didn't feel good. I felt drained because the way I looked, because the way I felt, I just felt like I was dragging all day because I was eating so much sugar and just like so much carbs and calories, like it just drugged me down. So I knew something had to happen. I knew I had to get in check and cut. So whenever I hit this 200 pounds, my goal was to finally cut. And I was so excited to start the cut. And for me, it was never a problem. So I knew whenever I started the cut, it wasn't going to be a problem for me. It wasn't going to be hard for me to lose this body fat and put in the work it actually took to do so, because that's a big problem with a lot of people that try to lose body fat. They try all these crazy crash diets that is like only vegetables. I'm only eating broccoli and carrots until I lose like 10 pounds of body fat as quickly as possible. And the problem with that is it's not sustainable. So they do this and they might lose a little bit of fat, or keto maybe, like I don't know, bro. But they do these like huge heavy diets where they just try their hardest to cut and lose this body fat because they've never done it before. They don't know actually genuinely how it works. So they cut and they lose this body fat and they lose about 5 to 10 pounds, right? And that's pretty good, bro. 5 to 10 pounds. You can't usually tell like a crazy amount. Like if you're actually overweight, you can't tell a huge difference if you lose like 5 pounds of body fat. But that's a lot of fat, bro. Like that in my hand, it's like, bro, that's a lot of fat. And they use these huge, like crazy diets, like eating vegetables. And whenever they finally hit that goal of losing like 10 pounds, they gain it all right back. And they gain it all right back because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable diet to eat vegetables your whole life. Like you need to have a balance to everything when you're bulking, whenever you're cutting. And whenever people cut, they try to do these crazy diets. But my advice to y'all is to not. It's to pick a diet that's actually sustainable, actually something that it's just balanced. Like it's not crazy over the top. Like if you like soda, start getting diet sodas. Don't just completely cut out of your diet. You don't got to be completely strict and disciplined if you're just trying to lose a little bit of body fat, because that gets you to the point of where you're miserable and you just don't want to do it anymore because you know what it takes and know actually how hard it is if you go about it in this way. So do something that's sustainable. Pick a diet for you that you can actually do consistently. Eat in a calorie deficit. But I'm going to go back to my story a little bit. I started to cut and I knew what it took. So I started hitting cardio every single day before I worked out. I did 30 minutes on the cardio, on the treadmill of 12 incline on 3 speed, because that burned a lot more calories than just walking on a regular treadmill. So 12 incline, 3 speed, and I do that for 30 minutes. So that was always my treadmill cardio cutting routine. And I would do that before every single workout. I knew that I had to eat in a calorie deficit, which was just eat less than my maintenance. So I know what it took. I knew what it took to eat in a calorie deficit and do cardio and cut and just work out intense and hard and lose this body fat. So bro, the body fat for me, I don't know how long it exactly took, but it just felt so much more enjoyable to go throughout my day, to feel more confident, to actually be able to work out hard and not be afraid that people are judging me because my double chin, my built-in double chin, bro. Like, it felt so good not to wake up and eat sugary cereal and eat greasy, dirty-ass pizza the entire every Friday, bro. And it felt amazing to shed this body fat and become a new person, it really felt like. So the way I did that is because I understood what it took. Because I had the determination and willpower to get there, because I knew that the pain of being fat outweighed the pain of sacrificing this food and working out hard. So if you're overweight and you want to lose that fat and you just aren't, you're doing it because you're comfortable. You're comfortable there. And you may not seem like it. You may be insecure and you may be not confident, but you can still be comfortable. So the question is really, does the pain of being fat, does the pain of being overweight and sluggish all day and not feeling like your true best self, does that outweigh the pain of the sacrifices that you'll have to take and make to get to that point? So it's just up to how much you want it. Like anything in life, how much you need to work for it, the willpower you have to actually go get it. And I know you may not like to hear that, but that's genuinely the truth. The truth is, how bad do you want it? How bad will you sacrifice? How much will you sacrifice to get to this newer version of you, this lower body fat version of you? So right now, I'm gonna say I'm like 14% body fat. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at pictures of me whenever I was lean, and I'm gonna pop them up here. After that bulk, I got so lean out of my mind because I was just tired of carrying this. So I cut so crazily, and I was like 8% body fat, bro. I was so shredded. I have videos of like my striations in my delts. Like when I go like this in my chest, you can see the striations and like muscle fibers, bro. It just looks so sick carrying that around, knowing I had this crazy, awesome, lean physique. Even now, I'm not even high percent body fat. I'm like 14, which is, it's not high. It's like, that's pretty low. It's lower than the average male, I'm pretty sure. So being this low percent body fat, I just like the way it looks. So I'm going to cut even more. And cut and lose that body fat, I know I need to get out of my comfort zone. I need to do stuff that I don't want to do, like sacrifice eating those dirty foods in the morning. I gotta wake up and eat a bacon, egg, and cheese, eat some bacon, eat some eggs, eat something with protein that fuels my muscles and gets rid of that body fat. So if you want to actually lose body fat, you need to do what it takes. You need to be willing to do whatever it takes to unlock that new you. You need to be willing to sacrifice all that food and that laziness that you're having. You need to be willing to work out and hit cardio, which is honestly a big one, but mainly you need to eat in a calorie deficit. If you're trying to lose weight, you need to eat in you need to intake lower calories than it takes to maintain your body right now. I'm gonna put y'all on game real quick. There's this website on Safari. It's literally called Calorie Calculator, and the website is calculator.net, and you can go in there and you can fill it out, and you have to answer these truthfully. It'll be like your age, your gender, your height, your weight, and how much times you work out, and it'll give you your maintenance calories. It'll give you how much you need to eat to maintain the body that you have right now. So I kind of actually want to fill this out, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I just did it, and it says my maintenance calories, what it takes for me to maintain the body that I'm in right now, is 2,700 calories. So that is not a lot compared to someone that has more weight than me, because the lower you are in weight, the lower it takes to maintain the body you have. So go on this app or go on this website. It's called caloriecalculator.net and fill it out. Go get your maintenance calories. If you get your maintenance calories, right below it, you have weight loss, which is your calorie deficit. It is eating below your maintenance calories. So mine would be 2,400, 2,200, and 1,700. That goes from like different ranges if you want to do mild, regular weight loss, extreme weight loss, and go find your calorie deficit. Go on this app right now, go on this website, and go find your calorie deficit, what it is for you, what it takes for you to lose this body fat that you have right now. And once you have that calorie deficit, once you have the calorie goal that you have, I want you to eat in that calorie deficit. Eat in that calorie deficit for however long it takes for you to get to your goals, or until you literally reach your goal. So get that calorie deficit, eating it, and download the app MyFitnessPal. It is completely free. I don't have any affiliates. Just go on your app, download it, and whenever you eat meals, go track. It has literally like every meal known to man in the app. So you just type it in and it pops up and it'll tell you the calories beside it. So you track your calories when you eat, and you want to stay below your deficit like goal. So say mine is like 2,400. I'm gonna eat only 2,400 calories. I'm not gonna go above, and I'm not gonna go crazy below. I'm just gonna stay right there at 2,400 calories and work out consistently. I'm gonna hit my cardio until I hit this goal of losing body fat, losing weight. And there's not really a cheat code to it. There's not like a crazy cheat code of, oh, I'm gonna eat vegetables for a week straight. I'm gonna drink. Okay, I am gonna say this. If you drink water, bro, water is a cheat code to cutting because it suppresses your appetite. It keeps you full if you just like drink a lot of water throughout the day. But there's not like any real genuine cheat code to this. It's just how willing you are to put the work in, how much you want it, and how much sacrifices you're willing to make to get to that lower body fat, get to that better physique that you want. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the other day I was looking at myself because I wasn't as lean as I wanted, and I was like, I was gonna look up on YouTube how to lose body fat. But that just made me feel so stupid, so corny, because I just forgot. I forgot it's literally just me doing. When we do that, we're literally just coping because we want an easy tactic, we want an easy trick, an easy diet, a way that we can just lose the body fat so quickly. But that's us just coping, looking it up on YouTube. Like, unless you're actually just trying to get genuine advice on how to do it and you don't know how, that's just you coping, bro. So you know what it takes. You know the work you need to do, what you need to eat. Like, you need to eat in that calorie deficit. And you know what it takes. So stop procrastinating. Stop coping by looking at all these YouTube videos and trying to find these crazy crash diets and tips and tricks and only eat vegetables, because when you do that, no, bro, shut up. Like, that's so dumb. Stop trying to look for these tips and tricks. Just act. Do these inputs. Do workout. Hit your cardio. Eat in a calorie deficit. And I promise you, if you do that, you'll be able to lose body fat. And if you want to lose more body fat more intensely, eat in a higher calorie deficit. Go harder in the gym. Go do more cardio. Like, it's just, there's a scale to it. It's just how much you want it, how bad you want it, how much you are willing to do those sacrifices. So this is how you lose body fat. This is how you cut. And you know what you need to do, so literally just do it, bro. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, liked it. If you want, you can get my confidence course. It's free in the description. But I love y'all. I'm out. Give me a kiss.